Before you head out to look for cherry trees, let's review some fun and interesting facts about them. First, it is good to know that there are a wide variety of types of cherry trees, all within the genus Prunus. But generally, they fall into two categories: cherry fruit trees and cherry blossom trees. Cherry fruit trees are cultivated and grown to produce the sweet fruit that we imagine when we think of a cherry. Their blossoms are often white, short lived, and not showy. Sour cherry trees are known for their tart fruit, often used in jams and pies. On the other hand, cherry blossom trees are bred to produce colorful flowers, often pink or magenta. They produce smaller fruit that is sour. Cherry blossom trees are often called ornamentals. Homeowners like to plant ornamental cherry trees in their yards because of their gorgeous flowers. Yoshino cherry trees are perhaps the most iconic when it comes to cherry blossoms in the US. They are commonly planted as ornamental trees and are well known for their profuse, pale, pink to white blossoms. These trees were the gift from Japan to the United States in 1912 and are prominently featured around the tidal basin in Washington, D.C. The National Cherry Blossom Festival, held annually in D.C., celebrates the blooming of Yoshino cherry trees. Kwanzan cherry is often another popular ornamental tree in the U.S. It is known for its double pink blossoms. The flowers are larger than those of Yoshino cherries, creating a stunning display during the blooming season. Now, how does a cherry tree produce fruit? Like any tree, fruit develops after pollination between the male and female parts of the blossom. In cherry trees, pollination often requires an insect, with the most important one being the bee. A bee's body is well suited for the relatively small flowers of a cherry tree and are attracted by the flower's scent. As a bee drinks nectar, it picks up pollen on its fuzzy body and then transfers it to another flower's sticky part. There, the pollen travels and fertilizes an egg to start the fruiting process. Bees seem to prefer the white and pink varieties of cherry trees, while beetles or flies are more attracted to darker hues, such as deep pink or red. The shape of the blossom also matters. Open cupped flowers have petals that are widely spaced and face outward. This allows easy access to nectar and pollen. Cherry blossoms that are more densely packed provide a stable landing surface for beetles. Certain species of birds are also attracted to the blossoms and eat them, spreading pollen. Cherry trees depend on insects and birds to pollinate it. And in order for this to happen, the timing has to be right. In the wintertime, cherry trees are dormant. They then require a winter chill, exposure to cold temperatures, to break that dormancy. After this chilling period, a certain amount of warmth is needed for the cherry buds to swell and eventually burst into bloom. Different cherry tree varieties have specific temperature requirements for optimal blooming. Longer days and increased sunlight are also signal to a cherry tree that the spring has arrived, so it can open its buds and produce flowers. Now, in Washington, D.C., studies have shown that cherry trees are blooming a week earlier than they did a century ago due to warmer temperatures. And that pace of change is only quickening. The warming of temperatures disrupts the delicate balance of winter chill and subsequent warm periods necessary for cherry tree blooming. If the winter chill is insufficient, it can lead to delayed or irregular blooming. Climate change is also associated with more extreme and unpredictable weather patterns. Cherry trees are sensitive to sudden temperature fluctuations, especially during the critical stages of bud development. Unseasonable warmth, followed by a late frost, for example, can damage the blossoms and reduce the number of cherries that will eventually develop. This, in turn, impacts pollinators. Bees, in particular, are highly sensitive to changes in temperature and weather conditions. And they also might then be out of sync with the cherry tree pollination if the blossoms count come out earlier than expected. This, of course, can then lead to reduced pollination. This is why monitoring the timing of cherry tree blooming in different areas of the country is so important. With projects like Budburst, community scientists like us can produce valuable data for scientists. Then they will have a better understanding of regional variations and develop strategies to help both the cherry trees and their pollinators. So it is time to get started.